Hello, guys. I am Shane Davis here, and we are talking about what is probably the worst thing that could happen to the American comic book industry. Getting ready to happen in 2026. I'm calling it now. I'm reading the tea leaves, if you will. If you guys will, before we get into it, look down below, smack that like button, if you will, as we are going to venture through this hobby we like, which is comics, pop culture, all that good stuff. We're going to talk about that today on this channel. What good stuff we still have left. Because the rumor is DC Comics #1 relaunches are coming to follow Batman #1. Now, first, everybody's going to say, Shane, that's a great idea. Why would this be bad? Batman #1 obviously sold 500,000 copies. Why would you not want that to happen to Superman? Why would you not want that to happen to Wonder Woman, Justice League, Green Lantern, The Flash, Aquaman, whatever? You're crazy. All you have to do is the same thing you did on Batman #1, and it will just make us rich. Except you have to really understand what happened with Batman #1. Batman #1 didn't sell 500,000 copies because it was Batman #1. It did not sell 500,000 copies because of Matt Fraction. Did not do that. Did not do that because of new suit. Did not do that because Batman was part of the LGBTQIA whatever alphabet soup. It didn't do that because of Fox News or CNN or media. It did none of that. There was no reason it sold 500,000 copies, except it was a blind bag. It was a blind bag. What does a blind bag mean? Well, a blind bag means that all these covers were behind a bag and you couldn't pick the cover you wanted. You just had to risk buying a comic and hopefully you would get the cover you wanted. So why is that such a bad thing, Shane? Why is that? It's going to cause people to buy multiple copies. But why this is a bad thing for the American comic book industry in 2026 is right here. This 1 in 500 variant, this 1 in 1,000 variant. These things bring a lot of money. For instance, here's the gold foil Jim Lee cover, sold for $700 on eBay. Sold $700. Maybe you picked that up off the shelf and that was a golden ticket, or you bought like, I don't know, 1,000 of them and maybe you lucked out and came across one. And see, what people don't realize is DC Comics doesn't sell directly to customer. They sell to comic shops. The blind bag thing, if you guys have went to any comic book shops or game shops, you'll notice there's always the guy in the back opening up packs of cards that they're going to sell in singles. And if you're missing a card from your Magic deck, you could probably go up and ask them, do they have the card? And they'll sell you one. They'll go through a folder and pull it out and sell it to you. How did they achieve such a card? Because they bought multiple packs, they opened them up, and they're flipping the good cards and making their money that way. That's the same thing here. The 500,000 copies sold of Batman did not come from readers, organic traffic. It came from retailers trying to find one of these rare variants that they could sell for $700. So that means that a lot of retailers over-ordered. Now, the reason this is catastrophic if they go through with this, and I do realize that Marvel's about to do it. Now, this didn't just start with DC. Battle Beast from Skybound had done this with a lot of success. So this is happening in multiple publishing right now. And this is driving what looks like traffic and confidence into the direct market. But it's actually doing the opposite. It's actually reaching in and pulling money out of retailers. These are not books actually sold to customers or readers or even collectors, unless it's the guy that will pay $700 for that Batman cover. Maybe there's some comic fans buying 4 or 5 of these, trying to mine around and hopefully get the right comic they want. And sure, it's fun. I like blind bag stuff too. I like the little Godzilla blind bag things that Super 7 or whoever will do, but they're not crazy ratios like 1 in 500, 1 in 1,000. Oftentimes there's 1 in a case or 1 every 2 cases or something like that. So the ratio isn't astronomical like this. Plus, this book had like, I think, a $9 price tag to it. It looks like the book injected tons of capital into the comic market. It only injected tons of money to DC. I would argue that this book probably took a lot from retailers, meaning retailers had less money to order other books. But see, DC doesn't really care about that, because right now they have to prove that DC Comics is a viable thing, that it actually makes sense on paper. And wouldn't it be nice if this trick that worked to this number, you just do it across the board with every book? Actually, there's probably Warner Brother owners expecting quarterly bumps like they did with the Batman. Now, why do I think this is catastrophic to the American comic book industry? Because I think it could cause another crash off of what is kind of a comic book crash that nobody wants to call it. Diamond went bankrupt, shops are shutting down, sales are low, there's multiple distributors. Nobody's calling it a comic crash, but this could cause a comic crash. This is like the die-cut covers back in the 90s, the holofoil covers, all of that stuff. Those gimmicks that people over-ordered, that turned out that the comics really didn't hold the value. Sure, 1 in 1,000 cover is going to hold its value, but not the 999 books that had to be made to produce that 1 in 1,000. This can cause a comic market crash, especially if retailers bite. Okay, so there's a success hit on this. You're seeing $700 comics being sold, maybe $1,500 for that Jim Lee one. Retailers are going to mine for these. They're going to try to invest more money in these and bust these things up and sell online, whatever. But they're not going to sell them because there's not 500,000 people buying this. So what's going to happen is the comic shops, somebody's going to get caught with the bag. When people aren't buying these books and the credit card debt is racking up, and some retailers ordering 1,000 Batman books thinking he's going to get that gold cover, when he gets to 1,001 and he still doesn't. Like, I don't think there's a guarantee if you order 1,500 of these things, you might get 0 gold covers, and your buddy down the street that ordered 10 gets 2. Like, this isn't like that. There's no way. They're in a blind bag and they're not really put in cases. So chances are, like, you're going to get shit out of luck on this. So this is going to hurt somebody somewhere, and they're going to shut down their shop and they're going to be in debt. And that is the predatory publishing practice. And this is DC's big plan for next year. I hope it's not. I hope there's something more to it, but I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I wondered, with the success of 500,000 copies, what DC, how they would posture, how they would act, and they act like it's a success. Old guard at DC would say, I want readers, not people buying variant covers. They're going all in on this, guys. And the 500,000 copies, you know, number 2 isn't going to be like 250,000 copies. Number 3 is not going to be 100,000 copies. It's going to drop like a rock right back to where it was. But if DC, is it worth a number 1? Is it worth the blind bag thing to just throw around? Hey, Wonder Woman sold, you know, 250,000 copies. Superman just sold 400,000 copies. I mean, as a fan, I guess it's cool to say, hey, you know, my team won this month. But I mean, guys, this is all fake. This isn't real numbers. If you guys will, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. I'm hoping for the best in this. I'm hoping all retailers, you know, have a better head about yourself in ordering this stuff. Don't fall for it. Don't get caught in debt trying to mine for a gold variant cover. Guys are going to do what they're going to do. They get caught up in this stuff. If you guys will, please go check out Annatomic on 9livescomics.com. We are so close to $140,000. And if we can do that, every book backer is going to get a mini ash can that's very rare and free with any book purchase. So make sure to go over there and check that out. I'll leave you guys with a trailer for the smash hit comic, and we'll catch you guys again with another video.
If fighting was a god, I would worship him. I would bow to him. I would pray for victory. For he only grants opportunities. But behind every god lurks a devil. And the devil wants me to take a dive. My name is Annatomic. And this is how my legend was made.